So I recently downloaded an emulator to play some old DS games. I remember when I was like 10 years old, I'd grab my fresh DSi and I'd sit in bed all night playing Pokemon, specifically Pokemon Black. Gen 5 was my first impression of the Pokemon franchise, and I can't say I didn't like it. The first game I downloaded on the emulator then was Pokemon White. I quickly started to notice the difference between the games being the legendary Pokemon and the last city's color. I started researching best team videos to maximize my gameplay and fly through the Elite Four with ease, and then I started getting introduced to Nuzlocks, these crazy Pokemon challenges and speed tests of all kinds. So I started looking closer into the fact that stats on Pokemon actually kind of meant something. I began looking through my encounters through a different lens. I started subconsciously ruling out bad Pokemon and researching about the good ones to see if I wanted them on my team. One set of Pokemon that I paid attention to the most, though, were definitely the starters for my region. Tepig was the obvious choice, seeing as he was a fire and fighting type. That compared to like 90% of the gyms, it was just unfair. Oshawott was kind of balanced, obviously being only counter to Elise's gym. It had okay stats, it was more like the weird stuffed animal you only liked when you got taken away from you. Snivy was terrible. Bad stats being weak attack and low defense. He looks like the neglected banana you opened after realizing you're not hungry. Bro, it doesn't look like a Pokemon. It looks like a snake that forgot how to shed halfway through. The crest on its neck makes it look like the TikTok meme with your hands to the sky. In other words, no one in their right mind would pick this snake thing to be their starter Pokemon. Which is why, since I dropped to 3,500 from 41, I'm going to play the entire game of Pokemon Black with only using the celery stick in battle. It's spring. Cool. Some random person walks into my house and puts a box on my desk to then have other people walk into my house and talk about it. I picked the love of my life. Get it? Because it's a snake. And dumpster my two rivals so hard they contemplate putting the monster spheres back in the box. And my room is a mess. I walk in on some family love and go get my Pokemon starter kit while also getting the chance to name my broccoli stem. I named him Green Bean because it's midnight and my brain couldn't think of anything else. So I slap on those Scary Stories YouTube channel and I start playing past the cutscene. Oh wait. Okay, cool. Now that I know how to click some buttons I won't actually be using during this run, I start grinding. I get into some battles with Leer addicts and snag a potion from a stranger standing silently in some grass. Finally, some actual My mom forgets to give me some shoes, so she runs over to me using the Skechers she planned on giving me because apparently you can't run without Wiz limited edition Mika Nike Fitsole men's running shoes. I continue grinding and take some well-deserved lunch money from Billy and Katrina, and then find every other trainer in the area for some much-needed XP. The first actual struggle hits when I meet up with Sharon in the Pokemon school, because my homie is cracked at the wazoo holding a Tepig with a fire-type move. So, I do what any other masochist Pokemon trainer would do. I steal his berries and move on to the real challenge, the gym leader. Mr. Neutron is a real phenomenon with his lily dog and cast iron. Yo, like, I'm not gonna lie if you don't get these puns. So Green Bean makes quick work of Doge, but gets literally incinerated. I realized I took too much damage on the first Pokemon, so on the second attempt, I made sure to Vine Whip the Lil Pup with determination and went into the Skillet with full HP. He used Work Up, so I used Growth, but I was super scared of him hitting a crit before I attacked, so I said my prayers, and I took him off the burner. With the luck of RN Jesus himself, I get to move on from the Bad Bunch and go deeper into the really important parts of the story. Okay, this is literally useless to me. I continue down the road and then get stopped and go into a trainer battle. I crush Sharon's dream of becoming a Pokemon trainer, but he's too stubborn, so I'll be seeing him later, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Bianca got scammed by some castle guards that traded her fake V-Buck cards for her Pokemon. Big boy Sharon and I go into a spooky cave and get them back, meaning more XP for Green Bean. Speaking of XP, hear me out. In Black and White, Game Freak introduced a new mechanic to the Pokemon Wild experience in the form of moving grass patches. These patches are activated by simply running around them and stepping into the battle that they behold. You are then faced with a Pokemon you don't normally see in said patch and gain an immense amount of experience points for completing the task. Going into the next level of the game, I figured out I could probably abuse this mechanic to feed my prepubescent serpent more XP than normal, So after being introduced to the Necrene City, I went to the back end where the cool kids hang out and spent about 20 minutes running back and forth. I somehow sat long enough to get Salad Boy to level 26 and headed straight towards the gym. I ran into my homeboy Letter and destroyed the very Pokemon he wishes to rule the world with. And after an elementary school nostalgia trip, I walked beyond the museum and big-brained my way through the intensely challenging reading session and walked down Batman's cave. The theme for this gym is Retaliate, and since Amanda Waller over here has only normal type Pokemon, I just thought I'd spam Growth followed by some Leaf Tornadoes and knock out the Yorkshire Terrier. Moving on to her ace though, there's literally no difference. I did the same thing, and I won! After getting the chip in my neck deactivated, I received a TM for Retaliate and permission to level my Snake Boy above 20. Okay, cool. Easy clips. Level 27. Easy clappers. I'm hopping off stream. I need to shower and do my thing for the day. Sheesh. This was like less than an hour though, no cap. Or like just about an hour stream. So I walk out of Waller's office to see all of Hyrule chilling around a Dragonite skeleton, and they just kind of smoke bombed out. Some random bug guy told me to go check through the forest to find them the long way instead of just walking up the bridge with him, so I fought off some sub-20s and made my way through trying to abuse the moving grass more. They gave the head back and returned to their realm, and I get to run across a bridge for 60 seconds. Yay. Fun. I end up in the beautiful Castelia City. Ironic, because you'd think bugs don't actually survive well around city people. Either way, I run into an old guy that challenges me to his fight club that gives me an XP share that I thought would help me out, but after 2 seconds of research, it proved me wrong. So instead I went up to Route 4 and realized another fault. There is no such thing as moving sand. So I'm stuck here level-wise for the most part. Nevertheless, I attempt the cannon fodder in the lower stage of the gym and seem to not have many issues, seeing as during the time I spent in the forest, Green Bean learned how to slam his entire banana peel of a body down on someone. Surprisingly enough, and even as I'm writing the script, the game is looking pretty easy. With that said, I yoinked the third gym badge and headed to Route 4 after getting a call from Bianca. After she finished venting about relationships to me, she came down to where I was, only to get demolished without me even healing from the gym battle. Sure, I used some potions, but come on. Now, the problem with this chapter by far was the Sharon battle, though. Right after the gym, I wasn't prepared, and I lost twice in a row to his now evolved Tepig. Not only did he outdamage me, but he outsped me as well. After literally 10 minutes of wasting my time trying to level more, I realized I had an item in my bag called Miracle Seed. It said it greatly enhanced grass-type moves. So I trusted Jack's gift and attempted it just by using Leaf Blade on Piggy Boy. And then the rest of his team. Miracle Seed for the win. Continuing past where I was, I dodge every single trainer on Route 4 because no amount of those battles will allow me to level up compared to what I had in mind. I quickly help out an old man with some round table members and he gives me a bike for some reason. Then I heal my soon-to-be Anaconda and continue to the back end of the city to test my master plan. I fought some trainers and cleared the area for ease and got to work grass farming. I kid you not, I had no expectation in the amount of XP I was about to receive, but I think my raw reaction says it all. I quickly noticed an insane increase in resource here, so I stuck around until Little Basil became more of a pumpkin stem. With enough confidence to take on the gym, I first had to indulge in a totally platonic one-on-one Ferris wheel ride. With formalities out of the way, I can finally challenge the city's gym. I fly through the fodder, only now remembering that grass types are resistant to electric types, but at the same time, Bean Boy's moves won't be super effective. I take my shot, and in what seemed to be no time at all, I stand in front of the gym leader. Going into it, I was cautious of the Zebstrika, mainly because of the flame charge ability he had, but I started truly identifying Superior's presence as a wall. He never really took fatal damage prior, so even with this, I wasn't too worried. That and the fact that I one-shot every single Pokemon on her team. Miracle Seed. After I beat Pikachu Lover 1187, I got Grass Snake dripped the hell out, and then battled Sharon. Honestly, as an editor's note to this challenge, I think making this a proper Nuzlocke might have been better, seeing as I just overlevel like crazy and roll my opponents no matter what. Like, sure, this is the worst starter, but I have over 100 HP before the 4th gym leader, so... Moving on. Sharon's battle was kinda basic, but shortly after I met the Unova region's champion, Alder. Like any other normal first meeting, he tasked me with beating up some kids with Sharon. They brought down a drawbridge and I continued to Driftville City. Finally, a city I can actually breeze through. That was a joke, by the way. Before the gym battle, I had to help Sharon get some weirdos out of their annual freezer huddle. No judgment. So I beat some more live-action role players and the gym finally unlocked. Honestly, the cannon fodder here was super simple, mainly because grass-type moves are super effective to this entire gym with the exception of Excadrill, but that's only because he resists me with his dual-type Steel. I didn't have any worries going into the gym battle, mainly because of Miracle Seed and the fact that Kale Snake learned Coil recently. Think of Workup or Growth, but he takes a line of Cocaine instead. I one-shot his entire team, and then Excadrill attempted to run my one, but just kinda fell flat when I flicked him. Like any other mole lover, he gives me a badge and a TM for Earthquake, and then Bulldoze after he destroys a cobweb I didn't actually need help with. Thanks, bro. I mean, Green Bean could have just slammed it, right? I had a lot of time to think about this next gym battle while traveling in this cave. I also got the best item in this game for this challenge. Lucky Egg. It's almost like this game wants me to overlevel or something. I find the King of Squires and he has sub-level 30 Pokemon, so that's basically that. I hop out of the cave and find the gym leader taking a stroll, so I challenge her right there and get my gym badge. Okay, that's not actually how it went, but I just don't really think ringing a bell on the top of a tower is that interesting. Bell rang and Garden Boy healed. I take on the first gym that's super effective against me. Most of the fodder were straightforward, but the cannons were pretty fun. Let's see what I did there. I splat against the wall and talked to Skyla about going easy on me. Turns out she listened because I was a hard counter to her ace. Swanna didn't really have any chance to put up a fight, so I took her tuition money and the gym badge. Moving on, I head towards the next gym and ignore a call from my mom, just like any other college boy, and battle Sharon because my Pokemon are more important. I beat him first try and find out we have a stalker that knows parkour. He gives me an A gem I won't actually use and wishes me luck on my adventure. More cave travels, yay! I continue to suffer for like 10 minutes of cave battles and trainers, and then find some of Zelda's trusted men and they don't even battle me. They just piece the scene. I end up in Icarus City, where Frosty Boy Cave holds my next gym badge. There are no other objectives for me, so I just kinda go straight into the gym. Like all other gyms, fodder was low-key weak sauce, and I abused a crazy bug to skip one single It's just a rock that isn't there. Miracle Seed carries me once again, and I'm against the big-time wrestler, Mr. Freeze. I make quick work of his team, seeing as after that battle I reach level 54 and his ace is only level 39. My Anaconda don't learned Ring Out, which actually was a good move because it used the opponent's HP against them. Better for tanks and walls like Stoutland. I heal up from the local Poke Center and continue onto the big scary tower after buying some much needed repels. Hyrule attempts to stop me, but I waste my time regardless by heading to the top of the tower and ending up seeing Zekrom, and that's it. They tell me to go to like 3 different places, so I will admit I caught a flying type Pokemon just to get some actual transportation. It's not cheating, it's efficiency, get over it. I use Fly on Fly to fly over to Bug Lover City and race my imaginary friend at the desert resort. Same thing as the tower though, I fight all the way down to the cave and get TP'd back to the top in 2 seconds, wasting my time further. Gladly, it was all for the weird shining stone that I got after using Fly on Fly once more to fly over to Nectarine City. Hot take, Reshiram is way cooler than Zekrom. I go back to where I was at Icarus Ice Point and meet Bianca, basically on her knees to battle me. So I submit by demolishing her entire team for what, like the 6th or 7th time now? Mr. Snake Boy finally hit level 57 and... here we are boys, Opelucid City at last. Iris gives me a pointless tour and I go ahead feeling comfortable with Snakeskin's level to push for the gym battle pronto. Way too much time went into the design of the puzzle of this gym. I cleared the cannon fodder, but then I had to go and heal to restore Ivy's PP. I came back and everything reset, so after another 10 minutes I challenged the gym leader. Beard for Teeth Drayden Boy has a decent team consisting of all dragon types, so I take my time, seeing as grass is weak to all oh, okay, well there goes Fracture. I have to be careful though, for Drodagon because of his Iron Skin passive. I do not want to take too much okay, there he goes too. Haxorus is scary though. I should seriously be careful here. Oh, okay. Well, Okay, so beating the game isn't that hard after all. If you guys want me to proceed with the Elite Four, I can, but seeing as I'm already 8 levels above most of their Pokemon, I don't really think it's worth it. I can, but I will let you guys decide. If you like these kinds of videos, let me know because I've been editing this for the past like 4 days and nothing else. Taking a good long break from Overwatch is super refreshing, and I'm really happy to make these videos, so feel free to give me some Nuzlocke suggestions or something like that for the future. Hope you guys enjoyed, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
Shit!